Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Unfound podcast channel. I am Unfound's host, Ed Denzel. As you are watching this video, I hope you will consider liking this video, giving it the thumbs up, and subscribing to this channel and hitting that little bell button so when we upload videos such as this that you are alerted right away. As the title of this video says, this is going to be a description, diagram, whatever you want to call it, of the disappearance of Sky Tosic. As I've stated before on these types of videos, this video is not meant to take the place of the episodes that come out every Friday. These videos I do for map analysis, route analysis, surrounding area analysis. These are supplementals that should be viewed in conjunction with the listening to the audio program. Maybe, I don't know how you'd want to do that. Maybe you want to watch the video first and then listen, or maybe do both at the same time, stopping and starting, or watch this video afterwards. Totally up to you, what you find to be the easiest and most convenient. But I just want to make sure when we cover these disappearances that we do them in the most complete way. So once again, this is a diagram, some analysis, map analysis of the disappearance of Sky Tosic, who disappeared on August 30th of 2015. What you are looking at right now are two of the locations prominently mentioned in the interview that I did with Sky's mother, Olivia. Over here on the left part of the screen is the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. This is not the San Diego Zoo. This San Diego Zoo is totally something different. They're related, but this is not the San Diego Zoo. This is the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. And then over here on the right side of the screen, where the red little dot is the San Pasqual Academy, which was mentioned prominently, where Sky did end up on the 29th and stayed over seemingly to the 30th, and then someone who works there gave him a ride home. I'm now going to zoom out and show you where these two areas are in conjunction to other prominent places in California. You can see here is San Diego right there. Of course, Mexico right here, Tijuana. LA is going up here to the top left part of the screen. In fact, if you can see right there at the top, Huntington Beach, Irvine, California, Orange County, California. Now, what is also probably noteworthy to all of you, being that I did do an Unfound Now segment on her disappearance, but Erica Lloyd, the Joshua Tree National Park, you can see that it is over there to the northeast of the area that we'll be talking about today. Here's of course, the Sultan Sea, which was created due to a mishap going way back in California's history. That is not what you would say a natural lake that was created by an overrunning of the Colorado River. So we'll zoom back in, and maybe I should have done this while I was at it. You can see that Escondido is right over here, kind of, I guess, the west-northwest of where we'll be talking about, and this is the general area where Olivia, her boyfriend, and Sky lived at the time, about 10 miles away from the locations we'll be noting today. Now, if we are to believe both of these Uber drivers, and I don't know why we shouldn't believe them, that Sky was let off somewhere closer to here. He was not let off at the San Pasqual Valley. He was let off somewhere in this area, but somehow, after being let off here on the 28th, he ended up over here on the 29th. And you can see, at least by traveling the road, that it's 3.9 miles, a 5-minute drive. I will switch it over to the walking parameters, and you will see that it says that to walk from here to there, an hour and 13 minutes. So an hour and a quarter. So maybe I'll just leave it on that setting for now. If you're looking at this area, you're probably saying, well, it looks, usually when you see these kinds of roads that are a little windy, you know that the area is hilly, if not mountainous. And you're right. If you were to do a street view, I'm not going to do that, you would find that this area is certainly hilly and mountainous, but it is not what I would call overgrown. It is not the wilderness. In fact, these mountains around here are somewhat barren. This is not the redwood forest in Northern California. It is not the kind of forest we might see in the Appalachian Mountains here on the east side of the United States. I think that if I really zoom in here, you can see that it's really just, I don't know my plants or anything, but it's like bushes. You can see there aren't many trees, maybe a little trees, here and there, but it's mainly just bushes, not probably waist high at the highest. So when we start thinking about if Sky did go for a hike on the 30th, once again, like he said he did on the 28th, 29th, and something happened to him, an accident or otherwise, we have to start thinking about would his remains, would his body, or any of the possessions that he had on him, for example, this backpack, would they be hidden? I guess it's a possibility, but not as great a possibility as you might think in maybe some other disappearances where maybe people walked off into a forest or the woods. But it is expansive. Like I've already stated, this is 3 miles this way, and so it's a lot of area to cover if you want to do any searches in that area. But I think what you need to also look at is something else. You see these rectangles down here? This is all what I would call, of course, it's farming land. In fact, it's private land. And if you're wondering what they're doing there, I believe those are mostly avocado fields. And if you do a street view for this road right here, you will see them. They're beautiful. They're very expansive. Not much of an avocado guy myself, but still, if you're into them, it's very interesting. So I don't think it's crazy to say, in looking at this, that if we were to believe that Sky was over here on the left side of the screen and somehow ended up over here, it's hard to imagine him just trekking through everybody's fields. I'm going to guess there's some fences here, people taking care. August, I don't know what the planning, what the growing season is for avocados or anything else. I'm not a farmer, but I think it would be fairly odd for him to have just walked, somehow gotten through these fields and then somehow worked his way over the San Pasqual Academy. I think what makes more sense, and this is one of those things I'm talking about, I've talked about, for example, most recently in my discussion with my friend April A. Bear, is trying to apply logic to what could be a very illogical situation, at least the way we view it. I think logically, it makes more sense that if Sky was going hiking by himself with Thaddeus and or Eli, if those two exist, I think it's more likely that he was up in this area. Because you do see some in here, but it seems like there's some fields and farms and things in there. But this is certainly looks more rugged, more desolate, more undeveloped than this area to the south of this Route 70, which is right here, this road. So my best guess would be that he went up into these hills and then somehow ended up at the San Pasqual Academy. As I stated in my summation, it's up to you to determine, is it just luck that he ended up there, that he just happened upon this place? Maybe he did get into a situation in these mountains where very dangerous health situation, and he just got lucky and ended up at the San Pasqual Academy, where they allowed him to stay there. got him some water, etc., and then somebody even drove him home the next day. I would say in that situation, he was very, very lucky. What I know a lot of you are going to think about is, it seems, if we believe the second Uber driver, he went right back out to this location after getting dropped off on the 30th. It's hard to understand, but there may be some explanation there. And if you go over to the San Pasqual Academy right here, I think she might have mentioned it in the interview, that the San Pasqual Academy, it looks like it's being shut down. I was just looking at reading up on that today. It is a government-run institution, and I found some news from February of 2021 where they're going to shut it down. A variety of reasons, but it is in a beautiful area. The entrance to this San Pasqual Academy is lined with avocado trees, fields. Looks like a beautiful area, and it is like a high school where they have graduating classes. And I've run the idea past Olivia that maybe she needs to look into some of those graduating classes if they have yearbooks, to see if any Thaddeus's or Thads or Eli's graduated around 2015, 2016. So this is the area where Sky ended up, we know, both on the 28th, the 29th, and then again on the 30th. What the big question is, did he go somewhere else after this? And I think you can see that, zooming out a little bit, you can see how tough this would be to search. This is mountainous, like I said, not wilderness, not wooded, not brush, where you're gonna have to really trek through it and use a machete or something to get through. It's probably easy to walk, except for the fact that you're going up and down hills and mountains. But you can see for quite a ways, and there isn't a lot of underbrush where remains could be hidden, unless you really, really start getting out in a particular direction. So I just wanted to show you this diagram, pointing out the locations, just some analysis of the surrounding area. And I would urge you to do this on your own, going to Google or whatever other map site that there is out there to come to your own conclusions. Once again, please give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to this Unfound podcast channel, and I thank you for watching.